Am I on? Damn, it's a close-up on this one. Let's just keep happening. Just does this. It's like it was fine, and then suddenly it's this extreme close-up. It's like, Jesus. I don't know. Used to have a video person. Ooh. We could do something with that right here. Do something with that right here. How about this? How about this bit right here? This is your Winchester Sachems right there. Ooh, we like that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ready? And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can I just tell you something here? I am really glad. First of all, like, where the hell did this come from? This sudden tsunami the last 4 days of the World Cup, or 3 days of the World Cup, and all these drunken Scotsmen, the Tartar Army in Boston, of the most awesome vibe, 28,000 lunatic, drunken, awesome party in Scots ever. Like, it is so fantastic. It's like this absolute, when it's grubby in the summer and there's dirt everywhere and you're doing yard work and suddenly this freaking squall comes through and washes everything away. It is so great. I love these dudes. I love them. I feel like I know them, and I'm 50 miles away from them. I haven't seen one of them. But I think it's great. I guess they won their game at Boston Stadium yesterday. And I can't say enough good things. And it couldn't come at a better time because, remember last week we got kind of stuck in a rut? I know, Dana, but we got stuck in a rut here where we were talking about unfortunate things along some demographics. And like my entire timeline was, because of the algorithm, was just filled up with people at baggage claim getting in fights, ripping out hair extensions. Like, if it was too much, I couldn't get away from it. It was inundating me. Now everything I have on Twitter now is all Scotsmen drinking, singing, owning the streets of Boston, and I love it. I think it's so frigging great. The spirit. Like, who saw this coming? Did anybody see this coming? I think it's so good, and just such a positive thing. We needed this. This has been like, it has not been like great so far. This just came out of nowhere. I love these people. I love these. I don't know how long they're here, but I want to hang with them. I haven't actually hung with them. A couple people on social media said, "Hey, get down there." Like, I can't, like, really, without manufacturing, and I would have to manufacture a fight done so carefully yet so thoroughly. It would be like using demolition to take down one of those old Vegas hotels that's got like a hotel on each side of it, one block. It would have to be so careful, but big enough to take the thing down for at least a few hours. Would also be a really tough one. So, and I can't do it. I mean, we could all go down into, well, we could have. We can't today. We're slammed. And Alice is going away. She's back on the road on business tomorrow. This time she's going to Florida and taking bikinis with her and things. It's the weirdest weirdest working pina colada lunch business trip that I've ever heard of. 4 days at a beautiful resort in Florida. But you know what? She's the breadwinner, so I'm told I'm not allowed to ask questions. Who cares? You know. I'm on Wegovy now. It's starting to kick in, so I'm going to be in demand woman candy very soon. So I assume that I'll have tasties on my arms everywhere I go. So that's right. I'll get revenge. So there you go. Let's see do I have anything from these guys? These awesome Scots. It's all almost visual. I mean, some is audio too. So maybe I do not. I have a whole bunch of people who are crazily and hate Trump. More psychos wanting gay stuff in classes. More of this. This awesome Japanese Twitter account where they love America and American culture. I love this with all these people around the world seeing American culture. Meanwhile, like America's full of. We played the lemonade stand stuff, right? Whereas America's full of people like with short hair and nose rings who hate this country, and these Scots come over and they freaking love it. Yeah, we won't. It's all visual. Oh, by the way, I'm in for Jerry tomorrow. Jerry Callahan podcast. You can find us on Newsmax tomorrow. So let me get right to it. A couple things I wanted to say. More of the Graham Platner stuff is happening, and now Democrats and the media has now suddenly said, "Should we take a look at this man?" Now that he's got the clinch, the cinch for the Democratic nomination, now they're like, maybe we should be doing like this is really troubling. Yes, they're getting themselves on record of saying like this is really troubling stuff, and I think it's so pathetic and wretched and disgraceful that they're doing it, that they're coming around and saying it. But they're doing the same thing now. Now that it's safe because Spencer Pratt is out of it in L.A., they're doing the same thing in L.A. and saying, you know what? Now that we're at this point here, let's take a look. Is L.A. actually being run? Oh well, and this is Fareed Zakaria. This guy is such a font of destructive content. He always has been. When Trump was first elected, he's like, we haven't seen spectacles like this since 1939. I was like, oh, shut up, dude. But anyway, they have now discovered, CNN has now discovered that things aren't going well in California. It's amazing.
The frustration is real and justified. California is one of the most dynamic places on the planet. It has Silicon Valley, Hollywood, world-class universities, extraordinary agriculture, ports, talent, and natural beauty. But it is a case study in how a rich society can spend more and more while producing less and less of what its ordinary citizens need. The paradox of California today is a successful economy attached to a failing model of governance. Consider the fiscal record. Since 2000, California's population has grown by roughly 15%. But the state's general expenditures have grown more than 200%, from $78 billion to about $248 billion. General spending per person has risen from about $2,300 to about $6,300. The number of state employees has grown by more than 50% by one count. Does anyone think that California government and its benefits have gotten 200% better in the last 25 years? Housing is the central failure. California has long spoken the language of compassion while building a system of exclusion. Alicia Finley writes in the Wall Street Journal that from 2021 to 2024, the LA metro area, with nearly 13 million people, issued only 118,000 building permits for new homes.
Imagine that.
Atlanta, with about half that population, issued 163,000. California has made it too hard, slow, and expensive to build. The result is predictable. Home prices soar, rents rise, workers commute farther, homelessness grows, young people leave. And people are leaving. Over the past 7 years, the state has lost a net 1.9 million people through domestic migration.
Holy frig.
For generations, people moved to California to pursue the future. Now many middle-class people are leaving because they can't afford one. Or look at education. For years, California schools had a plausible excuse. They were underfunded. Total spending on education through 12th grade has more than doubled since the early 2010s, and per pupil spending by 2023 was well above the national average. Yet the results remain dismal. In the 2024 Nation's Report Card, California...
So this drops now, by the way, of course. Like this thorough review, comprehensive review and summary that California sucks. You know, now that Spencer Pratt can't win.
It was 43rd in 4th grade math, 39th in 4th grade reading, 36th in 8th grade math, and 38th in 8th grade reading. Homelessness tells the same story in a more painful register. A 2024 audit revealed California had spent $24 billion on the problem over a 5-year span. Yet, in 2024, California reached a record high in homelessness, almost 200,000. Homelessness did decline by about 3% from 2024 to 2025, but the state's expansive, expensive, and elaborate...
Yada, yada, you get it. Okay, so things suck over there. But, like, now they're doing it. Now they're asking... We've got to ask them some questions here. And it's not just there. You know, Jerry talks... Oh, Jerry, as I thought I was doing his show. His show... I'm not doing Jerry's show. I'm doing it's funny that's my reflex now because I know Jerry does talk about it all the time on the Jerry Callahan show. But I talk about it all the time. The whole thing with Graham Platner and how now there's more and more stuff dropping. Now he's made fun of somebody who's got a disability. I mean, there's more. The guy's an a-hole. That's the thing. He's just simply an a-hole. And the left doesn't know how to talk about this. And they don't want to talk about this. But now they're coming back, and just to make sure they can get their, like, carve their initials in the wet cement to say, oh, we were here asking questions. They're asking some questions, but it's, like, so pathetic. It's so pathetic because they had all the time in the world to do this. The latest thing is Graham Platner wants mock teen suicide. Right. And, yeah, like, it never ends with this guy. Mocking teen suicide. We're not surprised because, like, the guy is just simply a total jerk. So now the CNN's doing all sorts of things. Like they're really interested and they really care about Graham Platner. But they found at the same time. Okay, you know what? Actually, let me play this. This is great. This is from Western Lensman. This is Hakeem Jeffries today talking about Graham Platner.
Voters of Maine are ultimately going to be the ones to decide what's in the best interest of the people of Maine. At this period of time, I'm just focused on making sure we take back control of the House of Representatives.
Do you believe Graham Platner has the character
this is Raphael
to
Warnock.
serve in the United States Senate?
I think that the voters of Maine have an opportunity to see who they want to represent them in the United States Senate. They will decide that.
You know, you are considered a leader within the Democratic Party. Do you plan to campaign for Graham Platner, Senator?
I intend to focus on the people of Georgia.
There we go. Must be, you know, I understand that they do this on both sides, but you've got to just be completely like devoid of any kind of spine to make this your life. Oh man. Okay. Let's go back to the CNN. They've decided they've got a new thing now. They've got a new thing, and that is Elon Musk. And we heard Graham Platner actually talked about this Friday, because Elon Musk became a trillionaire. So guess what? We don't want success is not good anymore in this country. Success is bad. We've decided that this is success is a terrible thing. So let's go. Where shall we start here? Let's start right over. We'll start up here. This is the CNN panel on Elon Musk, the first trillionaire. Ooh.
Should be some checks and balances in this society. People should not be allowed to have $1 trillion. No one human needs that much money, and you know that.
Do you think that these ultra wealthy people. I'm not talking about people with 10, 15, 20, even $100 million. I'm talking about people who are approaching $1 trillion. Do you think that there's more that they should be doing to give back to the societies that helped them get rich? Elon Musk and SpaceX benefited from tens of millions of dollars in government contracts and deals that allowed them to become the company that they are today. Should they be doing? Bakari, can I?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Scott, do you think that they should be doing more?
I think it's up to them. I think that many of them, and Arthur mentioned one, they do a lot. But it's not for me or you or any of us here to tell someone else what to do with what they earned.
Governments do that every single day. It's called taxes.
Yeah, I know. And the rich people in this country pay the vast majority of taxes. And I hear people today saying, oh, it's time that we tax the rich. Folks, I got news for you. We already tax the rich. They pay the vast majority of tax. And I think Elon Musk is the single largest taxpayer in America, and he'll be even bigger now. But is it for us to sit around and say there's a limit on what you can build, there's a limit on what you can earn, and it's now my job to tell you what to do with your money? Hell no.
But Scott, let me...
So that's like, it's typical like wealth envy stuff. Well, you can't have that much. Can't have that much. Like, you can't have, oh, really? Okay. So you can have as much as you get. They can't have as much as they get, even though the market's deciding that that's what they're worth.
Something in your view that is
Ari Melber
wrong,
with
that is immoral,
Paul Krugman,
with a certain level of singular wealth accrual, whether that's $1 billion or 10 billion, or now, today's the first day we'd ever say it, should a human have $1 trillion while people starve?
Well, that seems, I mean, it certainly seems immoral. You don't have to be a believer in perfect equality to think that there's something kind of obscene about this much wealth along with this much suffering.
Is there
with this much suffering? Can you imagine? Elon Musk employs 150,000 people. Do you think these losers employ anything like that? No. Nobody else does it all. Not only that, but he employs people. He's made other people millionaires and billionaires, and given other people a whole bunch of fortune and opportunity. And those people buy huge houses, and those people have contractors come to the houses. Those people have landscapers, and they have people doing doing the trees. And they're like, "There's like, what are you talking about?" Elon Musk is exactly what you should be, and if he can get government contracts, then he should. You know, we can talk about whether government should be giving out contracts, and if they're playing favorites, and sure, that's fine. But if it's not up to him to be the government's conscience, it's up to him to take the wise money to invest in his company, and that's what's happening. All his money, his trillions of dollars, aren't under his mattress; they're all in his companies. All that money's going out. You know, obviously he's got shares in holdings in his company, but it's just so dumb. It's just like with the billionaires taxes, like people like this, you've given up trying if you look at a wealth tax and say, I want to do a billionaire's tax. Because you can have a guy who owns 500 car washes, and those 500 car washes are all said worth $30 million or whatever. And so you want to tax him on all his assets. Meanwhile, all his money's in the car washes. So he's going to have to pay you $6 million. So he's going to have to liquidate car washes to pay. It's like, shut up. Forgive the math, but you know what I mean. But the classic wealth envy stuff, it's so old. I'm so sick of it. And so it's so small-brained. And but it just shows you another thing. Paul Krugman's not a smart guy. He's an economist, and I'm sure he's good at something. But these people just aren't great. They're not. They're small brains. Here's another small brain. This guy is he's just some influencer dude. Whatever.
What would you say to Trump if he was here right now?
You're a piece of shit. I really genuinely hope you die in a most horrific public way. You shit yourself in public. I am so ready for the world to move past you and your ideology, and happy Pride.
What would you say to Trump if he was here?
So this guy is essentially just mentally handicapped. He's full of rage, and it's the same thing as these people with the wealth envy. This guy's also got pride color fingernail polish. Whatever. He's a freak loser. I hate him. Hope he dies badly. I hope he's a piece of crap. Ruining everything. LGBTQIA rights have been pushed back. We can't have everything we always want every second all the time now. I can't. Shut up, bitches. I'm so sick of it. Oh, so sick of it. Oh, small brains everywhere. Look out there, man. Look out. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. The same people who are all angry about the UFC thing at the White House happening. Is that tonight? It might be tonight. With the big thing they're having. I'm fine with it. I'm not a UFC guy. I find it very violent. I don't like it at all. It's not for me. I think there's probably something healthy about that it's out there and that people gravitate towards it because it does kind of go to hard work and discipline and meritocracy. But it's not for me. The Tartan Army is marching to Fenway Park. How great is this? Marching up the Esplanade to take over Fenway Park. Oh, I freaking think they're awesome. That's freaking fantastic. Okay, let me get back on track. I do want to hit the Bill Maher. Oh, no. We'll go while we're doing small brains right here. Jim Acosta yesterday sat in front of the Kennedy Center and watched them take the Trump name down because the Supreme Court or some court out there said that you can't have Trump's name on there because Congress didn't say that they
but
could.
as we've been saying,
Haley, hold on. And Jim Acosta's out there as a citizen journalist in his T-shirt, documenting this as if he's watching living history.
But this is a giant waste of time, and it's a sign of what a petulant man-child he can be. But as we've been saying all night long and all day long, for that matter, this is very much like watching the Berlin Wall coming down. It is a sign that mankind, that humankind, can stand up against tyranny.
This guy is a psycho drooling vegetable who needs to be in a sanitarium. It's like the Berlin Wall coming down. Oh, exactly, Jim. It's exactly what this is. You psycho, small, natted bit. Oh, God. I hate. He's just so stupid. I'm so sick of stupid. Sick of stupid. I'm going to do something going forward in the show to make sure that we only have such a level of stupid. And let's the record show, too, that all these people who hate the UFC fighting going on at Fenway were fine with the weird drag freak-breasted things there during the Biden thing a couple of years ago. Get out of here with that. All of you suck. All of you suck. I'm going to start being meaner. Jerry's mean to progressives, and I think I try to understand them too much. Okay. Bill Maher had a good... do I play this? Or should we start over here? Yeah, let's start over here. We'll do Bill Maher in... We'll do Bill Maher in the Patreon. But he endorsed Graham Platner. I'll tell you that's what's going on. But he was reluctant to do so, but it was interesting. Here's Stanford. Stanford, which is like your big the MIT of the West Coast, kind of your big tech place for many of the people who built the internet and have come from. And it's a meritocracy, or was a meritocracy. Now, Stanford grads walk out as Google exec Sundar Pichai takes the stage as commencement speaker. No mention of AI, unlike the other speakers getting booed during this year. And just listen. They're all walking out. Not all.
I must warn you all, this is only the second commencement speech I've ever given. The first was literally in my backyard. It was the spring of...
So this is about free Palestine. In other words, more death to the Jews, and a lot of these students walking. I'm not going to say anything. I would just say I seriously doubt a lot of these people got into class on merit. That's all I'll say. Let me see. Here, where am I? Let's check my place here. Oh, no, wait. I can't believe quite yet. We'll do Bill Maher now. Okay. Okay. And by the way, yes, I'm in for Jerry tomorrow. Check it out. Probably around 10:30 is when we'll stream. Here's Bill Maher on Graham Platner.
New rule, let's get real about Graham Platner. If you've been sleeping on politics lately, well, who can blame you? But the big story is the Democrats can likely take back the Senate in November if they win Maine. But their local candidate official now up there is, after the primary this week, let's just say a guy who has a backstory that screams, don't ask. Now, I don't judge Graham Platner because I'm just learning who he is. Problem is, so is he. What I do know is he served his country in the Marines, in war, and you can never discount how big that is. But then there's the sexting while married, scary behavior, so say some of his exes, old posts about how he's a communist, and all cops are bastards, and black people don't tip. Well, they don't tip cops, I can understand that. Here's a typical Platner quote. He said about the Iraq War, "You can think it's dumb and also kind of not want to miss it." Oh, Graham, I feel the same way about so many things. The Oscars, Christmas, Taylor Swift's wedding, that little speech Nicole Kidman gives before the movie comes on where she looks insane. And then, of course, there's the Nazi tattoo on his chest. I mean, seriously, this guy's whole life is the movie The Hangover. He doesn't need a term in the Senate, he needs a gap year in Costa Rica. And yet, I would still urge the folks in Maine to vote for him. For two reasons. One, we need to restore balance in our government, and a Democratic Senate would help a lot with that. And two, get used to it. America is a country filled with a lot of broken, horribly educated, phone-addicted, sort of nutty people. And as long as we live in a representative democracy, we are always electing our reflection in the mirror. I wish the tattoo was the scariest thing about Platner. It's not. That would be his solution to a home invasion, which is to rape the home invader. And no, of course, that's not policy he's proposing. It's a fantasy his ex says he talked about. Next week, it'll be policy. And to be fair, he said the raping wasn't something he'd do in a gay way, because that would be weird. Okay, this is the kind of thing war does to people. That's who we created. Our society is not healthy. We create broken people, so don't expect politicians to suddenly become Lincoln-esque again. Tom Keene Jr. is running in New Jersey, despite the fact that he's gone completely missing for the last 3 months. No biggie. He says in the future he'll be completely transparent. Tom, completely transparent is what you are now. Are you okay, Tom? Are you curled up in a ball? And he's favored to win because I'm just guessing a lot of people say, hey, we've all been there. Oh, there's going to be more bad tweets from candidates that haven't aged well, more bad tattoos. Did Platner know the tattoo was a Nazi symbol when he got it? Maybe. But people today are so inundated with misinformation and internet bullshit, I wouldn't trust he knew what it stood for anyway. Everything people know now is from social media and shit posting and whatever some other idiot sends them, or whatever the Chinese are feeding them on TikTok. Every single violent actor in the last 5 years, from Trump's assassin to Luigi, has prompted a headline that said some version of, experts find markers of both right and left-wing political views. Yeah, because we have a new breed of voter today, people who are intensely political, but somehow know almost nothing about politics. Liberal, conservative, they don't know what makes you either one. Conspiracy theories, that they know. And memes, and trolling that also might be true. Maureen Galindo is a Democrat who ran for the House in Texas this year. Describes herself as a judgment-free sex therapist. I hope so. Who wants a judgy one? What would that be? Well, plainly, your dick's too small. Okay, so she's judgment-free, namaste. But she's also said during the campaign she wants to turn the ICE detention center in her district into a prison for Zionists and ICE officers. But she says, putting Zionist billionaires in prison does not mean putting all Jews in internment camps. So a moderate.
Yep.
I guess she thinks she's progressive? Because hating ICE, okay, check, and hating Jews, sure, that's progressive now. But concentration camps? I associate that more with conservatives. Is that just me?
Not anymore.
Crazy. It's just not a deal breaker anymore for running or serving. The Secretary of Health keeps a freezer full of roadkill. Even the worm in his brain is like, I'm not eating that. I mean, our current president just speaks out loud his internal monologue. You know what the internal monologue is, right? It's just that stream of thoughts that we all have pouring through our heads all the time, and that we all edit. We edit our thoughts. We don't just fling all of our feces. We have a Strait of Hormuz between our brain and our mouth where we don't let everything through, but not the President of the United States.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. I am the chosen one. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? You're just a lightweight. You're a terrible person. I don't like mosquitoes. He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured. Quiet, Mickey. I know you're not thinking. You never do. Hey, I'm president. Can you believe it?
I mean... Look, politics has always been a crazy game, but the people running weren't this crazy. My winner, though, this year, Victor Marx. Yeah, I just heard of him recently. Victor's a Christian minister who may soon be governor of Colorado and who performs exorcisms over the phone. Which I think gives the devil an unfair edge. I do. The power of Christ compels. Shit, I'm in a tunnel. Victor Marx says things out loud that he just seems to have hallucinated. The way AI does sometimes when it tells you that the key ingredient in fettuccine is glue. Victor says he rescued 45,000 people from predators, which is about 45,000 more than anyone can verify. He says he called in an airstrike that killed 70 ISIS fighters, which is impressive considering at the time he was not in the military. He says he was forced to kill a man when he was 7, and when a reporter asked, "Do you think you've killed people as an adult?" his answer was, "Does it matter?" I think it does. Thank you very much.
That's great. I think that's great. Okay, let me just check my bird camera. See what's going on. Anything recently? I got a new war happening. 3:48 p.m. Oh, that's me. Oh my God, I'm fat. I'll tell you all about the bird camera and the.
New rule. Let's.
Okay, Bill. All right, let's go to before we do the chat. Let's check the messages. Tom simped for that skinny blonde girl in Maine Wire Friday. God bless GF. God bless girlfriend. God bless. Is that me? I don't know if I simped for her, but I thought she was great. Her name is Bryn Willis. She is really young, and she's an aggressive little Graham Platner fan, kind of a libertarian, kind of a progressive, kind of just a kind of a wildcat. I think she's great, and for her age, she's really good. I mean, I don't think she's even 20 yet. I was really surprised that she was able to keep it together and have humor enough to stand in there and kind of scrap a little bit with everybody. And I want to have her on more. I mean, I think if she's gonna be in anybody's stable, let's put her in our stable. My God, she's good. I think her dad is in politics, so she's kind of just gets the joke a little bit. And so yeah, I think she's great. Let me see if I can grab a piece of that. Bryn Willis is her name. Follow her on TikTok. Okay, calm down. Hold on.
Platner's campaign. So if you guys want to...
Okay, here it is.
Guys, I will be on the main wire tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST to talk about Graham Platner's campaign. So if you guys want to join in and see how I debate those people, then yeah, tune in.
She was great. She put together another one saying how she was going to own us all, which I thought was great too. Because, yeah.
I'm so done with the censorship on this app. Because tell me. So I have a prediction for Maine. So Maine is having a problem with data centers. Nobody wants them to be built. We are a state that is reliant on ecotourism.
We just debated that too. She's good. She's good. I don't think that she was right on pretty much almost anything, but she made her points. She had sharp elbows. She was a kind of wise ass about it, which I thought was good. She's going to places if she wants to. But yeah, we'll have her on more. Bryn Willis. Check out the last Main Wire episode if you want to see it. Oh, here we go. Here's her talking smack about us. Oh, no, it's her dancing. And then says, I'm not going to, on the Main Wire, to give them publicity, but to rub hypocrisy in their faces. Anyone worried that, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, she's, all these videos are and things that I don't understand. I'm way too old to understand them, but I do think she's talented, very pretty, and very ballsy. She's gutsy, which I think is cool. So check her out. So here we go. Let's go back to the chat. Jim Acosta, I get you. Hold on. Tom's okay. I really want Palestine to turn into a radioactive crater so we can just stop talking about it. Same here. I'm fine with that. Cheswick says, wait, the CEO of Google can free Palestine? Okay. Are you talking about her saying, okay, or is that me who said that? She does say some of that, but then again, so do other people. Oh, speaking of interviews, I did one of my favorite conversations I've ever had on the All You Can Eat podcast. We talked yesterday. It was me and a young woman named Colleen, who is a waitress. I had Menners on who owned restaurants. I've had Kane on, who was a manager at restaurants and a line cook guy, kind of a back of the house guy. And now we had Colleen on, and she's a server. And I loved this conversation. I think it's fast. I think every part of the process is fascinating. And I think she was great. She was very articulate and thoughtful. And I think you'll like this. I think this, and it makes me want to just do more and more interviews for the All You Can Eat podcast, because I'm really interested in this stuff. And you'll hear that, like, I didn't have a list of questions. I just wanted to know stuff. If they were at a bar next to us, I would ask her all these questions. But in the next, I gotta get a bartender. If you have a bartender you want to throw out at me, let me know. But ideally, a younger bartender, who hasn't seen all that much life, just 10 years of life, maybe. Doesn't matter, guy, girl, whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna talk to a bartender next, or soon, and then I want to do a food supplier. I want to do people who run barbecues and smokers and all those things, and just the logistics. I just find it interesting. Okay, let's do the chat. Do. Then I'll talk about it with Yovi in the Patreon. And some other stuff too.
Hey, Billy from Manchester.
Hey, Billy.
This poor Colleen. She just. I'm halfway through this All You Can Mail In podcast.
It's not All You Can Mail In.
It's just, Tom, the question. You're a pretty 23-year-old, and I bet you get a lot of drunk guys just talking to you all the time. I mean, they just want to talk to you, like me.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do with families? I mean, this is just a cathartic podcast. Oh God, I feel so bad for her. 33 seconds.
So I forced Alice, my wife, and the whole family was in the car today, and I forced my wife and daughter to listen to it, because my daughter was listening and she had questions. She's like, you should have asked her about teenagers. And when I said some men like to, have women there as their servers, and Alice is like, of course, like, but it's a good question to ask because she is 23, and a lot of men prefer young ladies as servers for any number of reasons. Some of which is just men just like women, and some of it's is because men are men. And there's just a number of reasons. This restaurant she works at now, pretty much all of the servers are women. But this was not me at all being anything but interested in like every aspect of the. You'll hear that when you listen to it. There's no shady Shattuck stuff going on here. I literally wanted to know everything I asked. I wanted to know. I just remembered another. God, I had so many songs I wrote when I was younger. I did. Not of them, too many of them were good, but some of them were.
Hey guys, Andy in Cambridge, 5 minutes east of the Phoenix Landing.
Andy.
Tom, your goth bar down Brookline Street.
Yeah.
Was called Man Ray.
Yes.
It was gone from the scene for many, many years, but there's a new Man Ray that's open up on Prospect Street.
Okay.
Now, Shabs is, of course, Hillary Chabot.
Yes.
And she, on more than one occasion on Morning Meeting, told us her husband's name. And she lives in Somerville, not Cambridge.
Yes, but
right. And Davis Square is 3 stations down from Central. I miscounted. Cheers. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Yeah. So it's Davis. It's Harvard, Porter, and I'm sorry. Central, Harvard, Porter, Davis. Right. And then is Alewife after that? Yeah. Hillary lives right next to. She lives in a really cool place. It's a totally contemporary place, and it's right down the street, a stone's throw from where my kids where my kids go to church, at the Saint Sava or Serbian Orthodox Church, which is at the old Matignon, and that's right on the line. It's right next to Hillary's place. Oh, right. Hillary Chabot and I famously got in a knockdown, drag-out, shouting match fight at the Boston Tea Party ships. Jacqueline Cashman was there too. It was it's a kind of fight where I don't think even a few years later you're allowed to have, because we were really just I was her manager like too, and we were giving each other everything. We were so, and it because it was they were having Harbor Fest or some big Tea Party thing that was going on. The floor around us, we were surrounded by red coat reenactors, and they were all like, "What is going on here? What is going on here?" It's great, but we were pals after that. We were pals before that too. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Hey, Billy from Manchester. Well,
Hey,
a good intention podcast turns into, again, the listeners hating the guest. I mean, this Colleen, she went from sympathetic to
she's great.
She's downright evil now. I mean, she's taking people out back with Apple Pay. Who knows what's going on back there?
No,
now
clean it up.
She's putting money in her pocket that
she's getting cash tips like every red-blooded patriotic American, and holding on to money directly without some middleman stupid government grabbing a piece. By the way, I don't know if that's her. That's our contemporaries. I can tell you one thing. When I was getting tips in the 90s, we were audacious, man. We would have a thing we'd have to fill out every month for how much cash we were making as doormen and bellmen and valets, and we would put $1 per month. And I was like, at first, I was like, "Are we sure this isn't pushing it?" They're like, "Nope, $1." Like, all right.
She's not tipping out people.
Yes, she is.
There's a
This is
major
slanderous.
violations happening at this restaurant. Tim and Canton, please get on the. Where is this? What restaurant is this?
No.
Hopefully her name's not Colleen, so she doesn't get in trouble. But
She is
thankfully, Colleen, don't worry. Only 4 people are listening to this, so chances are nobody's going to be after you. But my goodness, Tom, once again,
how dare you,
throwing people under the bus.
She was nothing but
48
ethical.
seconds.
She is. If they knew the name of the restaurant, they would be proud that she was on that podcast. She did a great job. She's totally above board, and she was a great interview. Billy, we have pretty good listenership for this, or else you can't just have Acast won't just. This is called Acast. This thing we're on, they don't let you just run commercials. The reason you're beat over the head with a clump of commercials in the beginning and then in the middle and then at the end is because Acast gets the numbers, so they're happy with the numbers, and that's why the beating over the head, and that's why you guys hit forward through them. I mean, not to say we have a huge, but it's not a. We're a big, tiny podcast. How about that?
Listening to the main wire the other night on the way home.
Hey, Tommy.
John Featherston out there working hard.
Yep.
Asking the hard questions of people while Tom sits in the lap of luxury at his home.
Incorrect.
And this is what I pretty much heard. So why does your candidate support masturbation in porta potties? I didn't say it. He said it. Your candidate said it. Why do you support it? I didn't say it. You said it.
Yeah. That was Featherston. He came in hot, on my little friend Bryn. Vicious. Featherston's had a fire in his belly this last week. He was rocking and rolling. He's a nice guy, but I wouldn't fight him. I can tell you that.
Hey, Billy from Manchester. I'm questioning whether or not she even works in a restaurant. She doesn't understand why there's hot plates. And you, Fatso, you don't understand either why there are hot plates in a restaurant, especially an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
14 seconds. Just unbelievable.
There's not hot plates. The problem is they lie about the plates being hot. I understand that a plate could be under the red light, the hot light, for a while, and be hot. Or if it's nachos, they probably literally had the thing in the kiln or whatever they have there, and so it could be hot. A lot of times, the plate just simply is not hot, and they said it's really hot. So that's what I want to know what's going on. What's the reason behind that?
Hi, Steve from Merrimack.
Hey, Steve.
Tom, I find it hard to believe that you've never darkened the door of a Five Guys.
I have not.
I don't even eat fast food that much at all, but I've been to a Five Guys, and in my opinion, it is the best cheeseburger. It is the standard bearer for fast food cheeseburgers. First of all, I don't know if you realize this, but when you get a regular cheeseburger or a burger at Five Guys, it's 2 patties.
Really?
That's the way they do it.
Yeah.
And then you can you can choose any assortment of toppings that you want. It's actually pretty impressive. Do yourself a favor. Go in and grab one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty boring. I just like, my cheeseburger with lettuce and tomato. That's it. But I know you're more adventurous. I'm sure you'll try one with some tripe or something like that. Thank you.
Tripe wouldn't dance well. It's too chewy. But I might go for the standard cheeseburger. Depends. I like caramelized onions. I like jalapeno. So the Five Guys, I understand it. My brother is a cheeseburger guy, and our friends, they've been into rating cheeseburgers. I understand. I'm told that it's great. I'm sure it is. It just hasn't. I've just missed the times when I've been eating full burger. For a lot of time, I was actually trying to eat stuff that's less carby or feels less carby. So I'd eat chicken wings that are breaded and feel like I was having less carbs than the cheeseburger, which I don't even know it was. But I was just staying away. It kind of would weigh me down a little bit. A cheeseburger. I just missed it. I just kind of missed because of circumstances and other things. And, we've been on the move, and if I had to travel or commute, then I'd just go to a fast food place. And the Five Guys, I don't think they have drive-thrus. If they do, they're not around where I've been. So I just kind of missed it when I probably would have loved it. There's no doubt about that. And I think it's kind of like Key and Peele, where now I'm 15 years late for it, and I'm like, this is the greatest freaking skit show that there has ever been in history. I probably should have jumped back in to Five Guys. It's not going to work with Wegovy. I'll tell you about it, but I appreciate that, Steve. I appreciate that. We did. I'll save it for the other part.
Hey, Billy from Manchester. Once again, I was wrong. This is the greatest podcast ever, and I'm going to tell you why. Because unintentionally, he was trying to just have a server on, talk about the ins and outs of restaurants. Now we just every perv thing he wants to say. You're a creep, number one, because everything that you claim these older men do is what you do exactly in these restaurants. Number one.
No.
Number two, what is she thinking? She doesn't eat any of the food at the restaurant. She eats salads and stuff she brings from home. Then she loves the specials, apparently, which she doesn't love the special because she doesn't eat the food. And then now we're hearing that this fresh caught fish from the Cape is literally
tilapia or something. Yeah.
Vietnamese fish.
Yes.
What is going on with this place? This is just, again, unintentionally the greatest podcast ever.
Thank you.
So much gold out of this. Gold, Jerry. Gold. 55 seconds.
No, well, the place that lied about the specials and was serving Vietnamese fish, she doesn't work at anymore. That's a place in the past years she worked there. A place she didn't like very much. But it's good to know that people lie about the specials. It's good to know. This is exactly what I wanted to hear. Inside information. Precisely.
Hi, Steve from Merrimack.
Hey, Steve.
Hi, I'm Oliver Darcy. And I'm John Passantino. And welcome once again to the Lucky List podcast. John, breaking news out of West Newbury from one Thomas Shattuck, who just told a provable lie on the air that he's never had 5 guys.
Oh, my God.
What do you think about that, John? Well, Oliver, I think Tom may have been referring to the restaurant and not his body count, which we all know is way more than 5 gays. Ah!
Oh, my goodness. Oh, how dare you. In this month, too. This month, our sacred month.
Last one, I promise. Billy from Manchester.
Hey,
by far the best part was the absolute takedown by Colleen on Tom, too. So Tom, assuming that every busser and water boy happens to be non English speaking, and but then Colleen fires back immediately and saying, no, just bunch of white kids with no chance for advancement at this restaurant either. I mean, the just even the labor laws that are being disrupted there too. This is a fascinating podcast.
Thank you.
Oh,
she was great, Colleen. Thank you again, Colleen. You were great. I appreciate that. That's the All You Can Eat podcast, by the way, and that is I tweeted out, so you'll be able to see it. I find it to be a soothing podcast to listen to. I don't listen to much stuff that I do, but I listen to that. I thought that I was, even though Alice, of course, today we're on the way to Home Depot. She's like, "Are you making mouth noises in this podcast?" I'm like, "Shut up." Ugh. But I thought I'll listen to myself in this.
Hi, Steve from Merrimack. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, but quite frankly, I don't care. So regarding Cigargate with those guys from the lacrosse team who were disqualified from playing in the championship lacrosse game because of the cigar photo. I don't know. Well, first of all, actually, the first thing that comes to mind is, didn't one of our presidents use a cigar as a sexual aid?
Yes, he did.
Ken Starr once asked Bill Clinton, and he was allowed to continue his second term.
Yes.
I think that's the case. But, more importantly, I don't know if you saw the video of one of the kids' fathers going to plead his case to the principal and the AD. I mean, the guy was dressed like a complete bleeping slob. He went into there wearing a T-shirt and cut-off shorts.
Wow,
like an idiot. It just really bothered me. I mean, dude, dress classy, think classy, and you'll be taken more seriously. I mean,
wow,
Jesus Christ, really bothered me. Thank you. Bring the hate.
Merrimack elitism. My goodness, we are not surprised by that. Not everybody went to Harvard, Steve. Okay, the guy probably works landscaping or something. He doesn't run a dinner program worth $10,000 every Tuesday and Thursday night, where he gets to describe the notes, mahogany notes of the wine before making loud joy noises, eating filet mignon like you get to, Steve. That's not his job. He does a real thing. Oh my goodness. Terrible. I apologize for that elitism. The guy was fine. It was a good showing by him. Sir, you did a fine job. You did a fine job. As somebody who's always dressed to the T's, you did fine. Oh, Alice is making me throw away a lot of my old T-shirts, including a lot of my 90s T-shirts. I don't love it. I've managed to hold on to most, but one I had to say goodbye to. I don't love this. I'm going to get my 90s body back and my 90s life back. Take my T-shirts away. All right. Any more stuff on the chat we'll do in the Patreon. I'm going to do a thoughtful. How come I look fat? I'm less fat now. Be less fat and represent less fat in this thing, Tom. In the thing. Come on, Tom. Come on, T. You can do this. We can all do this. We'll do it together. Thank you so much, everybody. It's good to be back. Once again, the All You Can Eat podcast with my friend Colleen. Check it out. check out the Main Wire TV podcast. That was with Bryn Willis. Friday, as you can see if I'm a creep in that one. And tomorrow we're going to have probably, what's his name, Ted Daniels on. The guy who Platner made fun of, the wounded vet, decorated vet. And I'll see you in a few minutes if you're on Patreon.
C'est la vie.